Hi, I'm Rob Llewellyn, and let's start with something very uncomfortable. Most companies that claim they're transforming are just changing faster. And that's really the truth. They're launching digital projects, updating platforms, maybe redesigning processes, and calling it transformation. But what they're really doing is speeding up what already exists. And speeding up the past isn't the same as creating the future. And this misunderstanding is more than a semantic. It's strategic, and it's costing organizations time, relevance, and competitive edge. So let's unpack why the difference matters and what happens when it's ignored. So change is essential, right? Every enterprise needs it, but change fundamentally is past-orientated. It's about making what we already do more efficient, more streamlined, more scalable. And this is where frameworks like Lean, ITIL, and Agile come in. These are tools for optimization, for tuning the machine. The question change asks is, how do we do what we do, but better? And that's a real valid question. But it only matters if what you do is still strategically relevant. If the market has moved, if your customer expectations have shifted, if your business model is no longer fit for purpose, then change is a short-term patch, not a long-term answer. That's where transformation comes in. Transformation doesn't begin with process. It begins with purpose, with vision. It doesn't ask, how do we improve this? It asks, what should we become? Transformation starts from a blank page. It's not constrained by legacy systems or existing capabilities. It's driven by ambition and imagination. And when it's done well, transformation allows an organization to operate in fundamentally new ways. Change builds on the past, while transformation builds from the future. Where change asks, how do we get better at what we do? Transformation asks, what new thing do we want to bring into existence that doesn't yet exist? It's a completely different mindset. And the people behind these efforts matter a lot. Change is often driven by managers, highly capable professionals focused on process, efficiency, and delivery. They analyze, they plan, and they implement. They follow established pathways, and they drive discipline and predictability. Transformation, on the other hand, is led by visionary leaders. They don't just optimize, they reimagine. They set direction in the face of uncertainty. They lead people where there's no roadmap, and they create conditions for others to act boldly. Managers improve performance, leaders inspire progress. And if your aim is transformation, you need leadership that can move hearts and systems, not just metrics. And this brings us to the metaphor that captures it perfectly, the fast caterpillar. George Westerman once said, when digital transformation is done right, it's like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But when done wrong, all you have is a really fast caterpillar. Now, a lot of companies are investing in tools, platforms, and dashboards, and they're calling it transformation. But they're just building faster versions of what already exists. No new business models, no new capabilities, no fundamental shift. What they have is more speed, but not more relevance. This is the transformation illusion. And quite frankly, it's everywhere. When this illusion takes hold, three dangers follow. First, stagnation masked as progress. You're doing a lot, but not changing your position in the market. Second, resource misallocation. Your best people, budget and focus, get consumed by optimization instead of innovation. And third, false confidence. You think you're transforming, but you're not preparing for what's next. And the cost? Competitive decline, talent attribution, and strategic confusion. And this is how companies become irrelevant. Not because they failed to improve, but because they failed to transform. To transform, you must release legacy thinking. Let it go. This means more than sunsetting old systems. It means challenging the assumptions that are baked into your culture, your metrics, your operating model. You can't create a butterfly by upgrading a caterpillar. You have to let go of being a caterpillar. Transformation is uncomfortable. It's unpredictable too, and it often breaks things before it builds something. But that's the work. That's the edge. Transformation touches every part of your organization. It creates new behaviors, new mindsets, and new systems. It redefines how value is created, how work is done, and how customers get served. Transformation isn't a tech deployment. It's a strategic reinvention. You're redesigning from the inside out. You're not just doing digital, you're becoming digital. So here's the key question. Are you changing or are you really transforming? It's not a trick question, it's a strategic one. Because if you're just changing, okay, own it, measure it, celebrate the gains. But if you're transforming, don't settle for incrementalism. Don't mistake modernization for reinvention. They're different games, and they require different rules, tools, teams, and leadership. And perhaps most importantly, they require different levels of courage. Let me leave you with this. Your business doesn't need a more efficient past. Your employees don't want to keep refining old processes, and your market won't reward speed without relevance. So what will you lead? A butterfly or a faster caterpillar? Because the organizations that thrive won't be the ones that changed best. They'll be the ones that transformed boldly. If you're ready to take that leap, check out the links in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.